Head of the department, Government Degree College, Uttar Pradesh. Sir had his PhD in Commerce and Management Studies at Uttar Pradesh. Sir is a guide as well as a co-guide and also produced 4 PhDs and also at present doing 7 PhDs for scholars. Sir expertise in the field of financial accounting, financial management, income tax, business laws, and areas related to strategic management. Sir presented more than 70 research papers in IIT, IIM, and also acted as a resource person in Human Resource Development Center sponsored by Academic Council, UGC. His association with professional academic bodies like Indian Commerce Association, Indian Economic Association, Indian Accounting Association, and other associations related to commerce and management studies. At the outset, once again, I welcome today's resource person for this national conference. I welcome you, sir. Yes, sir, it is audible, sir.
So MSMEs span a wide spectrum from production and manufacturing to processing and preservation of goods and services. Their reach is vast and their contribution is immense. And to give you a sense of the scale, as of late 2025, over 7.16 crore MSMEs are registered on the Udyam portal in India, collectively providing employment to more than 31 crore people. So that is not just an economic statistic. That is the livelihood of hundreds of millions of Indian families. So now it is clear that how MSMEs are important for us, for our economy. So before we come to the digital transformation, it is important to understand how MSMEs are classified because classification determines the schemes, incentives, and support mechanism available to them. So here you can see in the slide we have three categories: micro, small, and medium. Micro enterprises are with an investment up to 2.5 crores and turnover less than 10 crores. So these are our street vendors, local bakery shops, independent carpentry services, cobblers. These are the grassroots of our economy. Then we have a small enterprises, investment up to rupees 25 crore and turnover less than 100 crore. So these are our candle makers, small scale manufacturing companies. They produce candles, chocolate, stationery items, etc. And then we have medium enterprises. Their investment is up to 125 crores and turnover less than rupees 500 crore. So they encompass manufacturers, wholesalers, and recruitment service providers. So each category has a unique support ecosystem, and digital transformation must be tailored to suit the specific needs and capacities of each of them. So, but this classification is just revised last year. So it is worth noting that MSME classification has been revised and expanded in recent years, means last year in the budget. The enhanced investment and turnover limits ensure that as enterprises grow, they are not suddenly excluded from the benefits of MSME status. You can see in the slide. Now the current is rupees 1 crore micro enterprises. Now it is revised to 2.5 crore. Small enterprises investment is up to 10 crore. Now there it is revised to 25 crore. Similarly medium enterprises rupees 50 crore. Now they are revised to 125 crores. Similarly, the turnover also, the current was rupees 5 crore for micro enterprises. Now it is raised to rupees 10 crore. And small enterprises, rupees 50 crore turnover. Now it is up to rupees 100 crore. And similarly, for medium enterprises, rupees 250 crores, now raised to 500 crore. This, these rates were revised during the last budget in the 25-26 on February 1 when it was presented in the parliament on February 1, 2025. So this expanded classification ensures that growing enterprises can continue to benefit from MSME schemes, a crucial policy decision that encourages organic growth without the fear of losing institutional support. If they go up, their investment increases or turnover increases, so they should remain in the MSME sector, means they get the benefit of these schemes provided by the central government or various state governments. So that's why these points were revised. These turnover disclassification was revised. So coming on to the key aspects of MSMEs in entrepreneurship. You can see here MSMEs contribute approximately 30% of India's GDP. They account for 45% of manufacturing output and drive 40% of our exports. So these are not marginal contributions. They are foundational to India's economic architecture. Beyond numbers, MSMEs are incubators of entrepreneurship. They provide the first platform for aspiring business owners, foster grassroots innovation, and sustain the socio-economic fabric of both urban and rural India. So you can see how much important these MSMEs are. Coming on to the role of MSMEs in entrepreneurship. So let us examine these three critical dimensions here. They create jobs. MSMEs are expected to support 15 crore jobs by 2027. So making them the single largest source of non-farm employment in the country. So they create lots of jobs. Then second, innovation. MSMEs are dynamic incubators of business innovation. They experiment, iterate, and pioneer new approaches that larger corporations often adopt later. And the third is the Make in India vision. MSMEs are the foot soldiers of Make in India initiative, strengthening both local manufacturing capabilities and our global supply chain presence. So you can see the role, how important they are in the entrepreneurship. They are the backbone of emerging and developed economies as well. MSMEs are not just an Indian story. They are the backbone of emerging and developed economies worldwide. Their contribution is multidimensional, I can say. They generate employment at a large scale, drive GDP growth, boost exports, and ensure balanced regional development because they are scattered throughout the country. So, balanced regional development we can see in our country. In India, specifically, their significance in manufacturing output and employment cannot be understated. Any national economic policy that ignores MSMEs ignores the very foundation on which sustainable growth is built. So any government may come, they cannot ignore the MSME sector. And on November 2, 2018, the landmark moment in MSME policy came when Prime Minister announced 12 transformative decisions, often called the Diwali gift for the MSME sector. This was the case of 2018, November 2, where the government has announced these 12 key initiatives. Means these are for the benefit of the MSMEs owners for MSME sector. They have given 59-minute loan portal. Means the loans can be approved up to 1 crore within 59 minutes. Interest subventions, 2% interest subsidy was given for fresh or incremental loans. Then mandatory procurement means public sector units, they are required to procure 25% of their total purchases from SMMEs and up from 20%. Previously it was 20%, then it raised to 25%. Then we have lot of other activities as well. Export credit interest हो गया ये आपका. Public sector units were mandated to procure 25%, and 3% are reserved specifically for women entrepreneurs. So all central public sector undertakings were directed on board the GEM portal for transparent procurement. GEM portal is a government e-marketplace where government agencies, government organizations purchase their requirements on from this portal. On the infrastructure side, 100 new technology centers were to be established. Compliance was streamlined. Returns means they have to file various returns under 8 labor laws to be filed just once a year, means they need not to file their returns regular basis or monthly basis. They can file just one return in a year. Environmental clearances were simplified, inspector visits were computerized, and Companies Act violations were relaxed. So together these 12 decisions represent a paradigm shift in how the government views and support the MSME ecosystem. Now you can come, we are coming on to the digital transformation. So with that policy context established, now let us turn to the central theme of our discussion, the digital transformation. So at its core, digital transformation means we are integrating digital technologies into all areas of business operations, fundamentally changing how businesses operate and deliver value to the customers. So we can say that it is a journey from traditional paper-based manual systems to digital first models that are agile, data-driven, and globally connected. So this transformation includes several key technology pillars. Cloud computing is there, e-commerce is there, automation, AI and data analytics, and digital payments. Each of these is not just a tool, it is a strategic lever that can completely reimagine how an MSME competes in the marketplace. So we are moving from the traditional systems to the digital network. And this is all about digital transformation. Means we are integrating digital technologies into all areas of business operations. And these are the points where they are helping the MSMEs, cloud computing, e-commerce, automation, AI driven, and the digital payments. So digital transformation does not just improve efficiency, it fundamentally enhances an enterprise capacity for innovation and competitiveness. So this digital transformation has a very great impact, very huge impact on innovation and competitiveness of these MSMEs. So it enables process innovation. Here we can reimagining workflows for greater speed and accuracy. It allows product customization at scale, means different products for different customers. It opens pathways for market diversification and export competitiveness, and it builds supply chain resilience, critical in a world of global disruptions. Means we should be self-reliant in various supplies, various raw materials. So perhaps I can say most importantly, research shows that digitally mature MSMEs demonstrated significantly greater crisis resilience, something we witnessed vividly during recent global disruptions. When you are digitally strong, means you can manage various things. So those MSMEs who had embraced digital tools, they survived, and many who hadn't, they did not survive. So digital transformation is very, very essential to remain innovative and to remain competitive. So here in this slide, we can see why digital transformation is critical for MSMEs, why digital transformation is so important for MSMEs. First point you can see here, increased efficiency, the cost reduction. So digital tools automate repetitive tasks and streamline processes. Similarly, with the help of digital tools, we can automate the repetitive task. Again and again, we have to do nothing new. So repetitive tasks are automated. Then we have cost reduction as well. With the help of this, the cost is reduced. Operational cost declines significantly with automation and cloud adoptions. And Next, we have a better customer engagement as well. Digital platforms enable personalized 24 by 7 customer interactions. They have their call centers as well, where you can file a complaint, you can ask queries, anything you can ask. Customers' engagement is their priority. Improve decision making. With the help of this data driven technology, data analytics, they empower evidence based real time decisions. Means decisions can be taken fast. And then, this is very important, access to global markets. With the help of Digital India, the digital transformation, this is the most transformative benefit, removing geographical barriers entirely. You can sell at any place of the world. Like we have Amazon's, Flipkart, you can purchase, you can sell anywhere. So this, for these points, this digital transformation is very, very crucial for MSMEs. Now you can see the key digital technologies which empowers MSMEs. Cloud computing. They provides flexible, low cost IT infrastructure without heavy capital investment. Means you need not to invest heavily. So this IT infrastructure is available to you. For MSMEs, they are available. Then e-commerce platforms. They allow MSMEs to sell beyond geographical limits. I told you like platforms like Amazon and Flipkart. They are already enabling lakhs of small enterprises to reach national and international customers. Then we have digital payments. These are the key digital technology, digital payments through, you can say, UPI or other payment gateways. They ensure faster, transparent transactions. ERP and CRM systems, customer relationship management, enterprise resource planning. They streamline operations and customer management. So AI and automation dramatically enhance productivity, enabling small teams to achieve what once required large workforces. Previously, we require more human resource, more workforce, but now with the help of digital technology, you can survive with less workforce. Means you can reduce your cost. So previously we require large workforces. Now we can achieve with this with small teams. And I told you the Amazon and Flipkart, they are enabling SMEs to assess national and international customers. You can assess international customers with the online platforms. And this happens only when you are digitally strong. Now, this is very important here, how strategic framework can be framed for MSME digital transformation. The successful digital transformation does not happen overnight. It takes time. It requires a structured approach. And I have proposed here 5 stages. These are the steps how you can go digitally, how MSMEs can digitally transform themselves. So these are the 5 stages. One is the digital awareness and assessment. Here you can understand the current state and readiness of the enterprise. You have to do your SWOT analysis, SWOT, SWOT analysis. You have to identify your strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So, digitally aware, how aware you are, and you have to do your own assessment. Then, second, we have pilot technology adoption, testing digital tools in limited areas before scaling. Means if you are accepting, adopting some new tools, you have to go for a testing in a limited area instead of going at a large scale. First, test digital tools in a limited area in few departments. Then third, we have organizational restructuring, aligning teams, processes, and culture with digital priorities. You have to train your staff. You have to involve all your staff members, the workforce, the human resource. If you align the teams, processes, culture, then only you can move forward. Then business model innovation, connecting with partners, suppliers, customers in this seamless digital network. because now you have tested, now you are working on a large scale. So you have to connect your partners. Various partners may be various, or we can say outside stakeholders, your suppliers, your customers. So, and then digital ecosystem integration. In this way, you can connect with your customers as well. One is the business model innovation, reimagining how value is created and delivered. In this way, you can find out when you have adopted this new business model, new digital transformation, how value is created and delivered, that you have to see. So, crucially, we can say that this transformation must align with the firm's overall strategy and its specific institutional context. A one size fits all approach will not work here. If you see the digital transformation is applicable in all organizations, no, one size fits all approach will not work here. You have to customize the things. So according to your needs, according to the needs of these MSMEs, they can adopt this digital transformation. And with the help of these 5 stages, 5 steps, they can become digitally strong. Government is also playing a very important role in developing these MSMEs. So in this current slide, we can see there are various government initiatives regarding MSMEs. One, we have a Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. You can see here. Or this Ministry of MSME, they formulates and coordinates policies that protect and promote this vital sector. Means this ministry formulates various policies, various guidelines, various rules and regulations so that MSMEs can operate in a good way. Then we have a Digital India initiative. As we are all aware that the Prime Minister launched this Digital India initiative in July 1, 2015, which aims to transform India into a digitally empowered knowledge economy, improving online infrastructure, enhancing rural internet connectivity, and enabling faceless, paperless, cashless governance. With the Digital India, we are using UPIs, we are using credit cards, debit cards. We do not keep a heavy cash, but we use UPIs, we use debit cards, credit cards when we are making shopping. So Digital India Initiative plays a very important role in transforming MSMEs into a digital sector. And this is the third one, the Udyam Registration Portal. This is a portal which provides free, paperless, self-declared registration. Anyone who wants to start an MSME, any enterprise, they must register on this Udyam Registration Portal. This is a unique identity and opening doors to government schemes, bank loans, tax benefits, and protection from delayed payments as well. So if you want to avail some loan facilities, some other benefits, you have to register on this Udyam portal. And then you can get the benefits which are provided by central government or state governments or anyone. Then this is the important government e-marketplace GEM portal. The government organization, they are aware about this. This is the government e-marketplace. It enables transparent, efficient procurement by various government bodies, institutions, organizations, creating a massive ready market for MSMEs. MSMEs are registered on these GEM portal, and various government organizations can buy their requirements from these MSMEs. So these initiatives together encourage transparency, financial access, and meaningful digital participation at every level. So these are the various government initiatives. From time to time, they have they are helping MSMEs in a large way with the help of this digital transformation. So these initiatives encourage transparency, access to finance, and digital participation. So coming on to the benefits of digital transformation for MSMEs. So these benefits, the benefits of embracing digital transformation are concrete and measurable. You can measure all these benefits. MSMEs that digitized report higher productivity and faster market expansion, definitely. Customer experiences improve dramatically. Financial inclusion becomes a reality. Previously, unbanked enterprises gain access to formal credit. Many of them, they do not have the accounts. Now you can see a, a street vendor, even they have a UPI, Paytm, Google Pay, Phone Pay. So even a very, very small street vendor has now accepting rupee on this UPI. So now there is a better financial inclusion as well. Supply chains become more efficient and transparent. And perhaps most powerfully, real-time performance monitoring enables owners and managers to make decisions based on data rather than intuition. So there is a real-time performance monitoring. They are measuring, they are monitoring each and everything. What is their sale? What are the how advertising is helpful to them? How material is coming to them? Their supply chain, each and everything they are now monitoring. So in this way, when each and everything is monitored, they can make decisions based on data available. So these are not aspirational outcomes. They are documented results from enterprises that have already made this journey. So these are the benefits. Definitely they are helping. They are this digital transformation helping the MSMEs in various fields. And these outcomes can be measured as well. These are not hypothetical. They are measurable things. Now you can see an important thing here. If we take an example of a small manufacturing MSME, before digitalization, they manage their inventory manually. They have limited local customers and they have a paper based accounting. The journals, the final accounts, they are prepared on a register. But after digitalization, they are working on various softwares. The ERP software implemented for inventory and finance. The enterprise lists on an online marketplace. Digital payment integration removes friction in transactions. And this is the outcome. Now the revenue is increased from or up to 30 to 40% their revenue is increased. So this case, though illustrative, reflects real patterns documented across India's MSME sector. So digital adoption truly does drive measurable growth. So you can see the comparison before digitalization and after digitization. So with the help of this, enterprises are gaining momentum. Their sales are increased, their profits are increased from around to 30 to 40% because they can cater to the needs of the local market as well as whole India, whole world. They can their products are available throughout the world. So the digital adoption drives measurable growth. But I would be remiss not to acknowledge the very real challenges that stand in the way of digital adoption. There are lots of challenges which MSMEs face, and they have to try these things to remove these challenges. MSMEs face limited financial resources for technology investment, means because they are working in a micro level, small level, so they don't have such huge financial resources. So that is the problem. There is a significant lack of digital skills among owners and employees. Owners, if there is a aged owner, more than 50 years, 60 years of owners, they lack digital skills. And if they appoint digitally sound employees, they cost high. So they lack digitally skilled employees as well. Cybersecurity risks are growing and they are poorly understood. Cybersecurity problem is always there for MSMEs, for large corporates, for everyone. So you have to tackle this as well. And resistance to change. This is very important. Many enterprises exhibit resistance to change, a cultural and managerial barrier. Everybody do not want to change. They want a simple, comfortable life. But when we go digitally, we have to learn new skills, new technology, new tools. And that's why the employees, they resist changes. Then poor digital infrastructure in rural areas that continues to create a stark digital divide between urban and rural enterprises. There is a big digital divide. We do not have much resources, digital resources in rural areas. In urban areas, it's okay. We have Wi-Fi system. We can have a Wi-Fi in our home, in our organization. But in rural areas, it is very, very important. Now, many rural areas, they are covered, but still there are many rural areas which are not connected with this digital technology. So acknowledging these barriers is the first step to overcoming them. First, you have to know what are our challenges. Only then you will going to overcome them. So policy must, any government who is making any policy must address all of them systematically. And if the policies address these issues, definitely at one point of time, these all challenges will be overcome. But we have to be aware about our challenges, then only we will try to remove them. So these are the important challenges which MSMEs are facing nowadays. Here, the role of financial institutions and fintech companies, that is very, very important here. MSMEs are getting very large benefits from these financial institutions and fintech companies. So bridging the financial gap is perhaps the most urgent challenge. Here, both traditional financial institutions and the new fintech companies, they have a critical role to play. Banks and NBFCs offer structured lending and risk management. They are providing financial assistance to these MSMEs. Fintechs, on the other hand, leverage AI-driven credit scoring. Now, MSMEs have their credit score, digital lending, instant payment solutions to reach MSMEs that traditionally banking has historically overlooked them. But now, fintech companies, they are helping MSMEs. Now, online, they can transfer their funds, they can access to financial help, everything they can do with the help of these financial institutions and fintech companies. So together they are driving financial inclusion and productivity enhancement across the MSME landscape. So making formal credit accessible, affordable, and fast. Because this is the big challenge. They have limited financial resources. So these fintech companies, these financial institutions, they are helping a lot to these MSMEs. They can have now the credit. They can avail credit at affordable rates. So fintech companies, they are helping MSMEs in a big way. And what their role is, specifically we can say fintech solutions are transforming MSME financing through these four key mechanisms. You can see in the slide, there are four key mechanisms. Digital lending platforms that disburse credit in hours, not in weeks, not in months. You can have a credit in few hours and the money is dispersed to your account. Money is credited to your account. Then online credit assessment using alternative data, transaction history, GST filings, cash flows, they to evaluate your credit worthiness without traditional collateral. So your credit score is now available. Even I can see my credit score, the CIBIL score. So these all things, everything is online and it saves a lot of time. Invoice Next is the invoicing discounting platforms that convert receivables into immediate liquidity. Means you can discount your receivables and you can get the money. UPI and mobile banking, which have democratized payments at an unprecedented scale. As previously I told you, even small street vendors, they are accepting money in UPI, mobile banking. You have Phone Pay, you have Google Pay, Paytm. In shopping malls, you can use your credit cards, debit cards. So how these fintech companies are helping? They are helping in a very big way. to, and definitely MSMEs are gaining momentum out of that. Then coming on to the future trends, looking ahead, the digital future for MSMEs is both exciting and demanding. MSMEs must urgently adopt a digital first mindset. Digital first mindset they have to adopt, treating digital not as an add on, but as the very foundation of their business strategy. So, their strategy is to adopt digital tools. And here I have told you 4 points here that will define the next decade, the next few years. AI powered decision making that will automate complex analysis and strategy. Decisions, you can take decisions within few hours, within few minutes, because you have complete data available on your screen. Internet of Things, these IoT enabled smart manufacturing that will transform production floors. Production process may evolve, may come new things, new things may come. Digital export platforms will connect India MSMEs directly with global players. So digital export platforms are available. Green and sustainable digital solutions that will align MSME growth with environmental responsibilities, increasingly a non-negotiable requirement in global markets, because everything is now we are trying, companies are trying go green. Sustainable solutions should be available. Means whatever we are doing, we should we should not disturb the environment. We should not violate the environment. We should not pollute the environment. So we have to adopt green and sustainable technologies. So these digital solutions must align with this MSME growth. So these are the future trends which we will see in next few years. So what are the strategic roadmap? Till now we have discussed a lot of things here. So what should an MSME owner or policymaker do with all of this? So there are some actionable strategic roadmaps for MSMEs. Assess digital readiness. Know where you stand before you deciding, means where you want to go. So you must know where you stand, and then you have to move forward. So you assess your digital readiness, whether you are ready to adopt the digital technology, the digital tools. And second is start small. Prioritize digitization, the 2 or 3 most impactful processes first. Means you need not to go for a large scale. You have to digitalize the whole organization. First start with few departments, the supply department, the materials, or you can digitalize your payment gateways. So you have to start small and then move forward. Then invest in skill development. That is very, very important. You should have skill employees. You should have skilled human resource. So you have to invest in this skill development. Technology without capable people is worthless. Means you have adopted technology, but you do not have the people to handle those digital technology. So technology without capable people is worthless. Then leverage government schemes. Government provides lot of schemes, lot of initiatives which helps MSMEs. So the support infrastructure exists. So you have to use it. You should be aware what are the government schemes are available to them. And if you are aware about the government schemes, you can apply to them. And definitely it will going to help the MSMEs. Ensure cyber security, that is very, very important. Digital growth without security is reckless. We have grown up, we are digitally grown, but security is required. So cyber security is very, very important concern nowadays. Daily we read in newspapers the frauds, whatever happening. Your accounts are debited, money is go out from your account. So that's the problem. So you have to be very, very secure. You have to secure your accounts. From hackers, you have to secure yourself. Then monitor and scale gradually. Let evidence guide expansion. You have to monitor the things and you go on a large scale slowly and slowly, step by step, you move forward. So I want to leave you with one fundamental insight, that transformation is a journey, not a one time project. You have to transform, so it is a journey. And once you transform, then another things will going to happen, and then you have to transform again. To transform, you have to, this is a journey for you. It requires sustained commitment, adaptive learning, and leadership courage. When your leader of your organization is ready to accept the digital transformation or any type of transformation, then only the organization will transform, otherwise not. So the head of the institution, the leader of the institution should be ready enough to accept, to embrace these kind of challenges or these kind of transformation. And from lots of evidences, from lot of literature review, the academic and policy literature strongly supports the case of for MSME digitalization. Research consistently shows a positive correlation between digital adoption and productivity. They show a positive correlation. When digital MSMEs are digitally strong, their productivity increases. So there is a positive correlation. Then e-commerce participation measurably increases firm survival probability. If you are on in e-commerce platform, your products are available on Amazon, Flipkart, then there are chances of your survival. Means your probability of survival increases. And if you are not on these platforms, you will not be able to survive in near future. Cloud adoption reduces fixed capital constraints, making growth more accessible. Means cloud adoption is very, very essential. It reduces fixed capital constraints. However, we must also acknowledge that returns to digital investment vary by firm size and sector. Means you are digitally strong. There are two or three organizations who have digitally transformed, but their returns vary with the size or with the sector. Means if you have adopted digitally, you are digitally strong. It does not mean that three organizations get the same benefit, get the same rate of return. No, it depends upon the size of the firm, depends upon in which sector you are working. So the digital divide between urban and rural enterprises remains a persistent structural challenge that must be urgently addressed by our policymakers. Because in rural areas, we do not have that digital infrastructure. In urban areas, we have no doubt things are improving. So digital divide is to be addressed by the policymakers of the central governments as well as the state governments. So these are the barriers. We have just 3, 4 slides more. So these are the barriers to digital transformation, structural constraints that I told you. These are the challenges. These are the barriers. In case of structural constraints, we have capital limitations. Capital financial resources are limited. Limited research and development facility, and these MSMEs do not have that much of amount to invest in R&D. And we know that R&D is very, very important. So these are the limitations that together create an environment where even willing enterprises struggle to transform. If these things are not available and we are willing to transform, no, we cannot, because we have these barriers. Capability constraints, lack of managerial digital competence, and cyber security vulnerabilities there. We do not have the skilled labor, we do not have the skilled manpower. Then who will going to handle these tools, this technology? So capability constraints are there. Institutional constraints are there as well. Regulatory uncertainty, weak digital ecosystems, what I call the digital divide. The digital infrastructure is not available. These are the institutional constraints. So understanding the nature of these barriers is essential to design an effective interventions. And when we are aware about the challenges, when we are aware about the barriers, then only we will try to remove them. And then we will definitely we will going to transform. So we should be aware about our barriers, our weaknesses, our challenges, We must be aware about them, then only we can try to solve them and to overcome these barriers. So these are the policy recommendations. So based on the evidence and analysis, here I propose these following these policy recommendations. Subsidize digital infrastructure, especially for rural and semi-urban enterprises. Digital infrastructure should be available to these MSMEs, those who are located in rural areas or semi-urban areas. To subsidize digital infrastructure at lower rates should be available to them. Digital skill development programs should be developed, should be run by the different organizations. So digital skill development programs are embedded within existing educational and vocational training system. Now with the this new economy, this new education policy, there are provisions of vocational courses, but in real sense, these vocational courses at graduation level they are not helping. We are just giving the marks to them, but in real sense, the students are not getting any benefits of these vocational courses. But these things, vocational courses should be embedded in our educational system, the vocational training systems in a real sense. Then incentives for technology adoption. MSMEs, those who are embracing these technology, they should get tax credits, subsidized software licenses, because when they are digitally strong, they have to purchase the softwares. The government should provide them these softwares at subsidized rates. Then strengthening, I told you cybersecurity is very important. So strengthening cybersecurity frameworks that protect MSMEs as they're digitalized. Once you are digitalized, you are connected to the whole world and hackers are ready to hack your accounts. So cyber security, you have to invest in cyber security as well. Public private digital economic ecosystem partnerships that bring together government, industry, academia and civil society. So public private partnership is very essential. We are studying, we are teaching our students, but there should be a link between the academia and the industry. We should, the syllabus should be so arranged that our students should be ready, they are employable when they go out of the studies. So to conclude, I can say these are the final conclusion. As we draw to the close of this presentation, let me bring together the threads of our discussion. Digital transformation is essential for growth. It enables MSMEs and startups to innovate, optimize cost, and enhance customer experiences. Cyber security is important. You have to take a note of that. And strategic roadmap focusing on upskilling, technology adoption, and measurable outcomes is what will separate thriving enterprises from struggling ones in the digital decade thread. So, digital transformation is no longer optional. It is essential for survival and competitiveness. MSMEs that embrace digital tools will grow faster, compete globally, and become more resilient. So the choice is clear. The tools are available. The support ecosystem is growing. The only question is, will our SMEs will take this opportunity or not? So digital transformation is a structural economic shift, not a technological fad. MSMEs are central to inclusive digital growth, ensuring that benefits of the digital economy reach every corner of our country, not just its urban areas. So digital capability development is what will determine long-term competitiveness for enterprises and indeed for nations as well. And coordinated support from policy, finance, and broader ecosystem is not just helpful, it is critical. So to put it simply, digital MSMEs is equal to a strong economy. So here is the ultimate vision. I want to leave you with this note that digitally empowered MSMEs strengthen national innovation system. When an MSME is in a small town in Uttar Pradesh or in Tamil Nadu, connects to global markets, adopts AI tools, and competes on the world stage, that enterprise does not just grow. It contributes to India's innovation capacity, its global standing, and the economic well being of the communities it serves. So with this note, I conclude my session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your Thank you, sir, for your enlightening and inspiring address. We are deeply grateful for your time and sharing your expertise with us. Now it is time to vote of thanks. For this, I invite Dr. D. Manjula ma'am, Assistant Professor of our department.
Respected Chief Guest Dr. Jeet Singh, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Government Degree College, Sambal, Uttar Pradesh. Fellow academicians, researchers, students, and delegates, good evening to one and all present here. As we draw the curtains on this inspiring national conference on Commerce 5.0, AI, sustainability, and global market transformation, it is my privilege on behalf of the organizing committee at Rajapalayam Rajus College, Postgraduate Department and Research Center in Commerce to extend our heartfelt thanks and our gratitude to the Chief Guest Jeet Singh sir for your enlightening addresses and invaluable insights that have enriched our knowledge and sparked new ideas. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation and your remarkable notes. We sincerely thank our principal and management for their unwavering support, the faculty coordinators and student volunteers for their tireless efforts behind the scenes, and all participants for your active engagement that made this event a resounding success. Thank you once again. Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am. Nice interacting with you all. Thank you very much.
Professor, myself, R.